welcome to another McMurdo video. And in this video, I'm going to defend David Cameron, the ex-Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. You see, David Cameron at the moment, I find, is getting quite a lot of flack from the media, generally the average ordinary person, and comedians. And this quite annoys me, because personally I do not think David Cameron deserves any of this flack, or any of these criticisms. You see, most people are saying, well, okay, the United Kingdom is in this massive mess called Brexit, and who can we blame? Who can we, the British public, blame for Brexit? Who can we, the comedians who don't really understand politics, but I'm going to make jokes about it anyway because it's funny, who can we blame for Brexit? I know who we can blame. We can blame David Cameron. We can have a good old fat go at David Cameron and say, you know, what's he doing right now? Is he holidaying in the south of France? He should be in Britain doing Brexit. He made us this whole mess. Well, I'm sorry, but no. David Cameron did call the referendum to leave or stay in the European Union, in the United Kingdom. He called that referendum. The thing was, he called the referendum because there were factions within the Conservative Party, the Tory Party, known as Eurosceptics, or Brexiteers, as they're now known, but they were Eurosceptics, and they were sceptical about Europe, as the name suggests. And they were kind of growing and growing and growing. And he thought, as many people in the United Kingdom thought, that if he could just hold a referendum on membership of the European Union, which he knew they would definitely stay in through the referendum, and then he could calm down the Eurosceptics in the Conservative Party. So that's what he did. He called the referendum. And what happened was that something he did not expect. In fact, no one really expected it. The United Kingdom voted to leave the European Union. David Cameron was a Remainer. David Cameron argued to remain. David Cameron did not want to leave the European Union. If David Cameron had his way, if David Cameron got what he wanted, the UK would still be in Europe. Okay? It was the British people who voted for the United Kingdom to come out of the EU. It wasn't David Cameron who decided that, which is why you can't blame Brexit on David Cameron. Okay, searching for someone to blame. You've only got yourself to blame, because you're the average voter who went out there and voted in the referendum to leave the United Kingdom. Do not blame David Cameron. Okay, so that's one thing. He did Brexit. A second argument, or offensive mark against David Cameron is, well, he caused Brexit. What is he doing now? How come he's run away? I'll tell you why he's run away. Because he was a Remainer. And it doesn't make sense to put a Remainer in charge of leaving, which is what they did with Theresa May, which perhaps was a mistake. But they've now got Boris Johnson at the helm, so he might do it a bit better, but we'll see. But the thing is, you can't go, oh, well, he did the whole thing and then he just ran away. No, he, in himself, likes that the political landscape, the political climate changed so dramatically just from that single referendum. He personally didn't feel like he could continue being Prime Minister and serve the country to his best ability to bring the UK out of the EU. That's his personal decision, and I understand that. And I think the people who say, oh, he just ran away, should understand that as well. Because he wouldn't be putting his heart and soul and all of his effort into doing it because he doesn't really want to do it. It doesn't make sense for someone to stay there who isn't going to give it their full effort, unlike Theresa May. She gave it her full effort, or Boris Johnson, who's giving it his full effort. So to say, oh, he just ran away and he's a wimp, is nonsense. Because no, he knew that there would be more people who would go into it better-minded and more enthusiastic than him to get the UK out of the EU. So that argument, again, is stupid. Now the third one is that, well, it's kind of a continuation of the second one, is that he went and holidayed in the south of France. Well, he's a rich man. Of course he's allowed to holiday in the south of France. Who isn't? So, you see what I mean? And it's just this culture of all of these people and these comedians and these people trying to find someone to blame. Who can we blame this whole thing of Brexit on, you know? Because we need to blame someone. I know, we'll blame David Cameron. It was his fault. And where is he now? What's he doing now? Oh, I know, he's holidaying in the south of France. Honestly, what a pig. I mean, what a silly man, holidaying in the south of France. I don't see any problem with that. He called a referendum, and the referendum was voted on, and it was something to what he didn't expect, which he felt like he personally couldn't do the best out of, so he left his post and he gave it to someone else who felt like they could do a better job than David Cameron at the job. Surely you want the best person doing the job, don't you? And if, in hindsight, he goes and holidays in the south of France after leaving his job, does that matter? Does it really matter where he goes after he gives the job of leaving the EU to a person who's going to do it better? I really don't think it does matter. So quite frankly, leave David Cameron alone.